is now open season on transgender Americans in Iowa. The Republican led legislature there has voted to remove gender identity from its anti discrimination laws. So that's been there since 2007. The state Senate passed the measure on a Thursday, 33 to 15 vote along party lines, and its House did the same in a 60 to 35 vote held the same day. Legislation will remove gender identity as one of the classes protected against discrimination in employment, wages, public accommodation, housing, education, and credit practices. It also redefines female and male as an exclusive binary assigned at birth and reclassifies gender as a synonym for sex that cannot be used as a substitute for gender. Okay, so if you were thinking that Republicans were not trying to erase transgender people, oh no, they're just trying to, keep men out of women's locker rooms. That's all they were doing. They're not trying to erase trans people. What are you talking about? Well, you were wrong. They're absolutely erasing trans people. Okay, look, there's never an issue before with these laws. Okay, in Iowa, yet. Thanks to the anti-trans panic that the Republican Party has been, whipping its followers into, Iowa is now leading the charge in backsliding on their civil rights. And this is probably only the first. Now, Republican supporters, they said, well, we got to protect the women and the children. You see, we got to protect them from the trans women coming into the bathrooms. That's what we got to do. No, actually, they misgender and they just say men now. And they're saying, well, it's because they threaten women's safety and civil rights. That's right. That's what's going on. There's no evidence of that. There's no evidence that trans people pose a threat to women or children. In fact, the people that tend to pose a threat to women and children are actually the Republican Party. The Republican Party, you got, pastors that are a threat to children, specifically Republican politicians that are more of a threat to women. I mean, it's ridiculous. And speaking of ridiculous, nobody really believes that a man is going to go through the effect of, their effort of transitioning into a woman so they can go into a women's bathroom or a locker room to assault her. I mean, what's preventing a man from doing that now? You think a sign is going to stop a rapist? Oh, bro, no, I can't go in there. It says women only. Damn it. Foiled again. Foiled again. No, it's very clear that this is all about trying to completely erase transgender people from existence. That's it. Democratic Senate opponents tried adding some amendments that would have kept anti-discrimination protections for trans and gender nonconforming people in housing, employment, and credit. However, Republicans widely rejected them. Okay. Now, you might be wondering, okay, but why do trans people need special protections anyway? Because without them, they get discriminated against. That's the whole point. Okay. Yes, they get denied housing, jobs, and credit. I mean, look, these stats, 1 in 5 transgender people in the United States have been discriminated against when seeking a home, a place to live. Okay. 1 in 10 have been evicted from their homes because of their gender identity. About 40% of the 4.2 million youth experiencing homelessness are LGBTQ+. And these are disastrous, stats. Absolutely disastrous. And not only that, but according to research and reports from organizations like the National Center for Transgender Equality, it is generally considered harder for transgender people to get jobs, employment, compared to cisgender individuals. Okay, they get discriminated against. And even when they're on the job, they get passed over for promotions. And if they transition while they're working, they're often outright fired. And that is the absolute reality of this. And again, even when they're, when they're at the job, okay, they often face physical and verbal harassment at work. That is the reality. That's why they need protections. Okay. Now, when asked if he was surprised to hear that a majority of trans people face discrimination, one of the state senators, this is Jason Schultz, the bill's primary Senate sponsor, responded, quote, "I don't know. I've never thought about it." So wait, for a party that seems to have trans people around their heads, rolling around their heads, rent free, living in their heads, okay? And just constantly thinking about, we got to stop the trans people, got to keep them out of the locker rooms, got to keep them out of the bathrooms. You'd think that you would actually know something about the people that you are discriminating. You're legalizing discrimination against. But of course they haven't. No, of course not. Of course not. I mean, the people passing these laws don't know any transgender people. They don't know. They probably never knowingly interacted with any of them. I mean, going back to like, for example, some of the state bans on like trans girls in sports. Okay, some of these states have never had a transgender athlete in their state at all. So, but they're still, we're passing laws. We got to stop them. Stop who? They make up less than 1% of the population. You got to be kidding me, right? No, they're not. All they know about transgender people is the constant barrage of lies against them and how they're being used as a really effective wedge issue. Okay? That's it. Republicans are using this marginalized population as a wedge issue to get themselves into power so that they don't actually have to do anything when they get there because they never planned on doing anything other than to pick your pockets. And at the end of the day, that's really what that's all about, to get into power. But of course, they have to have the appearance of doing something, and that's where you get this. Creating open season on transgender people so that, look, we solved the problem. That wasn't actually a real problem. Please reelect me so that I can keep picking your pocket. It's just absolutely disgusting. And, I feel for all the transgender, non-binary people, not just in Iowa, but in all of America, who are currently just massively under attack. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, subscribe, hit the bell icon in order to get notified whenever a new video is released. And if you want to support independent, progressive media through this difficult time where it seems like everybody is shutting down, you can become a member on our YouTube page, you can become a subscriber on Facebook, or you can go to my Patreon. It's patreon.com/Jeff Waldorf. Thank you.